Hello friends, welcome to the lecture number 3 of topic Automobile Engineering Introduction. In this lecture, we are going to learn the points, main components of automobile, articulated vehicle and engine arrangement. Next point is the main component of automobile. This component of automobile is classified into different parts. The first part is an engine or power plant. The second is the power train or transmission system. Third one is the suspension system. And fourth and fifth one is the steering system and braking system. It comes under the control systems. And next one is the an electrical system or auxiliaries, and last one is the body or frame or superstructure of the vehicle. So engine is the power unit of the vehicle which provide the motive power to all the units and part those need the powers. It is also used for the engine power is also used for the cooling purpose, engine cooling purpose, as well as for the air intake system. It also gives the power to the, apart from the vehicles driving, it also provides the power to the water pump, fan. It also re-energize the battery. For that purpose engine is used. Engine mostly used SI engine or CI engine, spark ignition petrol engine or compression ignition diesel engine. Sometimes CNG LPG engine also used to increase the efficiency, to reduce the pollution, and it also saves the cost. New car is equipped with the hybrid engine. It uses the dual power of petrol as well as electric power, in which the special battery storage is provided in the vehicle to use this dual power. You can see here the engine. Later start the powertrain or transmission system. This transmission system is assembly of clutch, transmission or gearbox and propeller shaft. Later also differential and live rear axle is the part of the transmission. The main function of the transmission system to provide the neutral position for the vehicle. Again, next it provides the different torque ratio between engine and road wheels required as per the condition. It also enables the vehicle to move in a reverse direction. It also disconnects the engine from driving wheel when desired. To turn the drive without any slip at particular angle is the function of the differential. All are the functions of this transmission system. So first is the clutch. The main function of the clutch is to connect or disconnect driving shaft to the driven shaft while changing the gear, or it also provides gradual engagement of the vehicle when it's moved from rest. Clutch is exactly located between the engine and transmission. The function of transmission or gearbox next is to provide necessary variation to driving torque according to the operating condition. Gearbox provide 3 to 5 forward gears and 1 reverse gears. The next is the propeller shaft. It is the steel shaft. It's transfer the power from transmission to the differential. The one end of the propeller shaft is connected inside the transmission system and another end is connected in the differential. It also uses 2 universal joint and 1 sliding joint, and this shaft may be solid or hollow type. Universal joints are provided to transfer the power at an angle from driving shaft to driven shaft, and slip joint is provided it's allow to change the length of the propeller shaft at you can say up to some permissible length. So it's varies lengths while driving the power, and it accommodated by this slip joint. Last one is the differential. The differential carries the power from the propeller shaft to the rear wheel. While running straight ahead, both the wheel have the same speed, but while taking the turn, the inner wheel covers less distance with respect to the outer wheels. For example, if vehicle is taking the turn at the left side, so inner wheel cover or it will move less as compared to the outer side, right hand side. So this is done by the differential, which allow relative motion between two wheels, but same time it provides the equal torque to the both the wheels. Next one is the suspension system. The function of suspension system is to provide the vehicle to cushioning effect for the passenger as well as goods. It's also, we can say, for the safety purpose. You can see here the shock absorber or damper is provided here, and same backside here. Mostly this suspension system is divided into two types: conventional system and independent suspension system. Conventional suspension system uses the leaf spring attached to the rigid beam axle or to axle housing. Our independent suspension system is the suspension system provided for the individual wheels. They are totally independent of the other side of the wheels. Next one is the steering system. Steering system is used to change the direction of motion of the vehicle by turning the front wheel. The front wheel are linked to the steering wheel, which is operated by the driver. The front linkage is only provided at the linkage of steering is provided at the front side, and the braking system is provide safety to the vehicle by stopping quickly or slow down while going down at the slope. The brakes are mounted to the all wheels. They may be disc brake or drum type of brake. It may be operated by hydraulically, pneumatically, or sometimes manually in case of the light vehicle. Next one is the electrical control system or auxiliaries. In that, the supply system like battery, dynamo, starter, ignition system, ancillary devices like driving light, headlamp, side lamp, tail lamp, number plate lighting, signaling like the horn, brake, interior roof light, panel light, all are coming under the electric systems. Even a windscreen wiper, fans, heater, radio are all are the parts of this electrical system. Body or frame or superstructure, it is the used to protect the passenger from the atmospheric effect. Sometimes a rigid frame is used, it is welded, it the material used for this frame, it may be the high strength aluminum or steel alloy, and it is welded together to form the robust constructions. And chassis of this vehicle is provide the space for the other components like the axle, wheels, tires, and forks. For that purpose, body or frame is made. We are going to learn all this point in a detail with a different chapters. Hello friends, we are going to learn the articulated vehicle. The best example of articulated vehicle is our tractor. Tractor head, you can see here the tractor head and tractor trolley. The trolley is joined to the tractor head by using the pivot point. Here it is showing the name universal joint. So articulated vehicle is a vehicle which has a permanent or semi-permanent pivot joint on its construction, allowing the vehicle to turn more sharply. Articulated vehicles are designed to handle more adverse conditions and operate on varying grades in any weather. Length of articulated vehicle is long as compared to the rigid type vehicle and it carry heavy loads. But there is a limitation for the articulated vehicle. The it is limited up to 6 axle. Some countries has made standard for this, and this articulated vehicle system is split into front and rear halves which are connected by vertical hinge called artificial joint. Like here you can see bus, wheel loaded shovel, dump trucks. Wheel loaded shovels, this front side and the back side there is a one center articulation joint which allows to turn this vehicle more sharply. It is generally used to fill coals inside the trucks or lorry. This wheel loaded shovel is used generally in mining industries. Next one is the dump truck. Its carry its carrying load carrying capacity is more as compared to the ordinary bus, and it also have the articulated joint here, so it can operate in a different conditions. So it is designed to handle adverse conditions motion. For that purpose its head can turn more at an angle with respect to the back side of this trolley. Next one is the bus. You can see here two cab of this bus is connected by the articulated joint having three axle here, the first, second and third. It's like the railway wagon. It is connected internally connected with the pivot joint, and its low passenger carrying capacity is more, and it's also this articulated joint it at the time of steering is provided the smooth curve and smooth rotation for that for this vehicle. This one is the very basic point, types of engine cylinder arrangement. Right side figure you can see here the cylinder, spark ignited, inlet valve, exhaust valve. This is the total cylinder, piston, connecting rod, small end of the rod, big end of the rod is connected to the crankshaft. This is the basic arrangement of the piston and cylinder. So this piston and cylinder arrangement is different for the different types of engine. On that basis it is engine classified. The first one is the inline or straight engine. In this type all cylinders are arranged in one row along the crankshaft with a no offset. Number of cylinder it may be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, straightly arranged in line in a one row. Next one is the U cylinder. Consists of two separate engine complete with separate crankshaft. It has the two different crankshaft. Cylinder is consist of two separate engine separated by the one compartment here. It's called the U cylinder. Same type is the H type here. H type engine similar to U engine, but H engine consists of two separate flat engine joined by gears or chains, and H engine have been produced with a 4 to 24 cylinder, 4 to 24 cylinders. It has the design criteria. Next one is the V engine. In this arrangement, engine cylinder are aligned in two separate planes, so they appear to V shape when viewed along the axis of crankshaft. Next one is the opposed cylinder, or second name is the flat engine. Cylinder are opposite horizontally, and you can see here the cylinders are opposite. They are throwing away, these cylinders are opposite to each other, means face of the cylinder, but having the common crankshaft. Here the same opposite to this opposite piston. In that case, piston are moving like the boxer. Sometimes it's called the boxer type arrangement. So pair of the pistons are coaxial, but rather than sharing the crankshaft, they share the combustion chamber, common combustion chamber, with two different crankshaft in case of opposite pistons. Next one is the X type arrangement. Two V engine, when you club together, it forms the X type arrangement. All the pistons are connected to the common crankshaft in the X type engine. Earlier it was used in aircraft in the World War II. The next one is the radial engine. This radial engine has the single crankshaft with a cylinder arrangement in a planar, like the 5-star 1 2 3 4 5 generally, and 5, it's around the same points. These all are rotated around the same point. This configuration commonly used air cooled cylinder. It is also used in the aircraft. Next one is the delta engine. It shaped like the delta. A delta engine has a 3-cylinder having opposite pistons, 3 cylinder total, having each cylinder having 2 opposite pistons and 3 crankshafts, okay, shared by the 2 pistons. So they appear to be triangular shape like the delta viewed along the axis of the main shaft. That's why it's called the delta type engine arrangement.